Good morning. Happy Monday. Thanks for catching me live this morning. Today we're talking about why I decided to quit public and go freelance as a music teacher. I know it's a quite the topic. And I know I've maybe talked about this before, but not quite in this way. So I'm super excited to chat about it this morning. Good morning. If you're new around here, my name is Andrea Oram. I am a music teacher. I help newer music teachers or teachers who are tired to figure out to go freelance if that is something that they want to do. And I also just like to mentor music teachers in figuring out lots of different age groups and stuff like that because I teach pre-K through 12 in the setting that I'm in, and I love it. It's a blast. So let's get into our conversation about it today, though, because I'm going to be frank and real with you. All right. So let's get into it. Why I decided to quit public and go freelance. Good morning, Carrie Fisher. Thanks for saying hi. If you are watching from YouTube or from Facebook, you can comment and I will put your name up on the screen when you say hi. So that's kind of fun. Good morning to you, Carrie Fisher. Why I decided. So let me go back and paint you a little picture first, because I think that will help you understand where I'm coming from and where I was coming from and the kind of person that I am, right? Especially if you're new around here, you may be like, I don't know this girl yet. So when I was a kid, I loved to sing and I loved to help people. I loved to teach kids. Like I had one study hall a week in middle and high school, and I used it to help other kids catch up on their work. Really, I did. I used that time to help them if they were gone, if they came into the school year a couple weeks late, and I would help them catch up in certain subjects. I rarely used that study hall for myself. And so I, from an early age, loved to help and explain things to people. So I knew, well, I didn't know what I wanted to be until a long time ago, or, like later, right? Until a long time later. Like, boy, I was a junior, I think, late junior year of high school. And I was talking to one of my teachers and go, I don't know what to do. Like, some people are telling me to do this. Some people are telling me I should do that because I'm good at it. But I don't really know what I want to do because I'm good at a number of different things. So how do I pick? And he goes, Andrea, look at you. Look what you always do during your free time. Look what you enjoy doing and helping people with. You should teach something. And I thought, I think he's right. So I went into teaching, loving the teaching. I'm kind of a planner, so I tend to like the planning too. But I didn't know going into teaching about all the other stuff. And every job is like that, right? Every job has things that you really enjoy about it and things that you maybe don't enjoy as much about it, including teaching freelance, including like your dream job, right? But when you're teaching freelance or working for yourself, well, okay, I'll get into that later. So I didn't know about all this other stuff that comes with teaching, at least when you're teaching public school. There's lots of other things. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of meetings. There's a lot of extra duties. There's just a long list of things that are included that you either didn't sign up for or you're voluntold to do or that you didn't really know was going to happen, right? And not only that, but there's challenges, at least there were in my spaces and the schools that I was in the area that I teach. And this is probably true for a lot of places now. There were challenges I didn't realize were going to happen. And was I successful in meeting those challenges? Yes. Did it take a toll on my mental and physical health and emotional health and probably spiritual health too? Yes. Was I willing to keep sacrificing that family time and that mental health and that emotional health and that spiritual health for being successful at the setup as it was with public school? And I decided no, I wasn't willing to keep sacrificing for that so that I could be successful. Because I'm the kind of person that I'm going to be successful at what I do, regardless of what it is, because I choose to be successful at it. I choose to put in the work to learn how to do it well. But I've learned recently in the last few years that I'm not willing to I'm not willing to let it sacrifice things I'm not willing to sacrifice. Does that make sense? So let me say it another way. I'm not willing to sacrifice things that I don't think are worth sacrificing in order to be successful at that thing. So for this example, I decided public school wasn't worth the sacrifices I was making. And I ultimately decided, as things were getting crazy in spring 2020, that wasn't worth it anymore. And I was willing to make different sacrifices in order to make a change. Because I knew deep down that the sacrifices I was making weren't going to change anytime soon. I knew that the challenges that I was facing in order to be successful, because I weren't going to be changing. And so I chose to make a change in order to not sacrifice those same things to be successful. So I chose to change directions and be successful in something else. And that's how going freelance happened. And there were question marks, there were some unknowns, and I had the support of my wonderful husband to do that. And not everybody is in quite the same situation as I was, but I was willing to put in the work to be successful at the change. And it worked, right? There's a lot of things I learned during college and right after about some freelancing, some trial and error that I had done during college in the summers and during teaching, in my first few years of teaching during the summers, to actually make that transition really, really smooth. So that's why I decided to quit public and go freelance, because I wanted freedom. I wanted time freedom. I wanted to choose which things I was doing and how I was using my time. I didn't want to work 50, 60 hours a week. I didn't want to sacrifice my mental and emotional health. I didn't want to sacrifice that much time with my family in order to be successful. I didn't want to have to add freelancing as a side gig on top of my public school gig because I wasn't making enough at my public school gig. That's real life. That's real life for a lot of teachers. A lot of teachers have side gigs because they can't make it work enough for public school. And for me, that wasn't worth it. And so I put all these things on the scales, right? You know, those scales that go up and down when you're weighing them. And I weighed it and I didn't see it as worth it. So I made a shift. And truthfully, if you want something enough, then you're willing to make a shift. Then you need to be willing to make a change, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting it to change, it's not going to happen. So I'm not trying to preach at you. That's your choice, right? You need to put things on the scales, and you need to weigh them and decide what's worth it to you, what's not worth it to you. What things are you willing to sacrifice? Because everybody makes sacrifices in different ways, right? Everybody gives something. And in this case, I'm not sacrificing very much now, because I have made it fit the way my lifestyle and the way I want it. And that's part of the beauty of freelance. That's the freedom of teaching for yourself, of being an entrepreneur. And I'm loving it. So if you have questions about that, if you're not watching live and if you're watching the replay, you can say good morning. Or afternoon, I guess, if you're watching some other time. I'm happy to connect with you. And I hope that makes sense. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like what we're talking about, and if you like the different topics that you've seen me hang out and talk about, because I'm doing a giveaway once we hit 100 subscribers. It's going to be a fun giveaway. So I'm pretty excited about that. Win-win all around, right? You get to continue learning and growing from our content here, and you can participate in a giveaway. So I see my friend Lydia is saying hello in the comments too. Good morning, my friend Lydia. How are you today? Yes. Oh, I love that. Fire. All right. You guys have the best rest of your day. I will catch you tomorrow for TMJ Tip Tuesdays, and I will see you later. Bye for now.